So we're at the 70.3 World Championships in beautiful Mont Tremblant with Melanie McQuaid, who is one of the top Canadians going to this weekend's race. How are you feeling going into this weekend's race and with it being in Canada?
I'm pretty relaxed. I think Tremblant is just a beautiful destination for any kind of event, and I think that this race is special for us in Canada. We don't usually get races that are this big in Canada, and I've been pretty excited about this race for the past year, getting ready for it, and yeah, I think I'm feeling pretty good.
Now, when we were chatting earlier, you said that you had already booked your hotel for this race a year ago, that you have this circled in your calendar. So this is a big objective for you this year.
Certainly, and I think that when we heard that it was going to be in Canada, I know that really struck a chord with me and really was inspiring, and I think that I've tried my best to really make the year culminate with these races that are at the end of the year, and I think that the dynamic for the World Championships will be a lot different on this course and in this venue, and I'm just excited to see how it unfolds.
So when you say dynamic, what do you mean by that?
Well, I think that the last few years it's been just hot, and I don't know. I think that I just like the fact that the worlds are moving, and we can kind of like try something new, and I think racing in Canada is really special for us Canadians. I think that we'll definitely get a lot of hometown support no matter which part of the country we're actually from, and I think that's exciting.
So what's your strategy or your plan for the race?
I think it's going to be important for anybody who wants to be a factor to have a really good swim, so I've certainly been working pretty hard on that. But it's no secret that I'm going to have to ride my way into the race, and so I'm going to probably lean fairly heavily on my cycling ability on the day. And then if I'm riding to my potential, then it's going to be it's going to come down to how my run is. And I think that in the past few weeks it's really been showing some signs of life. So I think I'm just going to go out there and execute my best race using my strengths and see where that.
So you mentioned your riding, and in the last couple of years there's been a lot of talk about the sort of the pro race and how the ride, it's more tactical now. There's packs forming and people working together. Are you seeing that in the women's race? Are you seeing that taking place?
Yeah, absolutely. I think we definitely had a lot of that in Ironman, and it's just a function of having a lot of really strong athletes that are coming out of the water together, and it's just really hard to get away from somebody that is really strong. And so that's what's been happening in the men's race for years, and that's definitely what's happening as the depth of the women's field continues to improve. That being said, there's enough big hills on this course, and I think that there's definitely opportunities in the last 15K where, depending on what your strategy is going into the run, there's time to be made out there. And you never know, it's a world championship. Like, people can have an incredible day that nobody can match, and people can really fold this late in the season. So what we've seen in the women's race is that the deck definitely shuffles a little bit. So we'll see what happens on race day.
And you've spent years racing mountain bike in this area. Do you think sort of that knowledge will help you in any way? Or
I think it would help a little more if we were on the trails. But I think I don't know. I think I have a real comfort here in Tremblant, and I was just mentioning how it takes me back to my years with the Canada Cup and the podium that was right in the middle of the village, just like this race. And I think there's just a lot of really good history here, and it's just exciting and motivating. And I think I've done a lot of races in my life, and it's just nice to go to races that truly inspire you and make you really want to do your best. And I think that this is certainly one of them.
And what's after this? What's next?
After this, I'm going to have a few days to really try and be fun. I think the last 8 weeks, my boyfriend would say I've been pretty much zero fun as I've been getting ready for this. So I'll take 3 days to really unwind a little bit in Montreal and see the sights, and then it's 6 weeks full on till Xterra Worlds. Right. So although I probably will spend a disproportionate amount of time on my road bike for that race as well, I'll look forward to actually getting some turns in the dirt finally.
And any Ironman in the near future?
There's definitely Ironman in my future. I'll probably hold off until next season. And honestly, I'm going to just see how this race goes, because whether my Ironman aspirations are strictly Ironman Canada or whether they're Kona will probably depend on how the rest of this year goes. So I've got this race, I've got Xterra Worlds, and then I've got 2 more 70.3s in Australia on my schedule, and at that point I'll really start thinking about next year, rather than try and cram an Ironman into the end of the season.
Great, thanks so much, and good luck with your race on Sunday.
Thank you.